Chloe von Einzbern. Chloe von Einzbern, Kuro von Einzbern, also known as Kuro, lit. Black, is a twin existence formed from. Illya was born to act as the key of the Holy Grail war system of Fuyuki, but it was never actualized in the Fate/Kaleid liner world. Her parents, Kiritsugu Amiya and Irisveil von Einzbern, decided to abandon the ritual by Irisveil's choice, but Illya still had the knowledge granted to her to act out her purpose. She had been continually tuned during her first few months of life, given the ability to understand words and different types of knowledge. Irisveil believed that an 8-month-old existence outweighed the 1,000-year dream of the Einzberns, so she sealed Illya's faculties, knowledge, and memories in order to allow her to live as a normal girl. Irisveil miscalculated the process, so the sealed memories grew up inside Illya and eventually became a second personality. Due to Illya's ability to grant wishes, as the vessel of the Grail leaking from the seal, this personality became powerful enough to harness the Archer class card and create a body for itself, becoming Kuro. She refers to herself as Ilyasveil von Einzbern even after being separated, but has her name changed to avoid confusion. Appearance. Chloe is a young girl with tan skin color and white rose-like hair. Her Archer form. Her clothing consists of a feminine version of Emiy's servant clothing. While at school she wears the typical school uniform. Generally speaking, she looks like a palette-swapped version of Illya. Despite having an overall similar appearance with Illya, except her eye and hair colors, Chloe often styles her hair differently from her. Personality. Kuro is generally much calmer and more nonchalant than Illya. She is devious and manipulative, picking up on subtleties about people and using them to her advantage, and she can be very brazen and unrestrained in her actions. She has experienced all of the same events as Illya, allowing her to recall events before she manifested. Kuro is deeply bitter as a result of having been sealed, both towards her parents for sealing her, and toward Illya for wishing to be normal. She believes Illya is indirectly wishing for her, the manifestation of her past as part of a Magus clan, to not exist. She places pride in the reason she was born, and wishes to follow it if she can. The idea of being called a second-hand clone infuriates her, for the name Illya originally belongs to her. Kuro easily gets into conflicts with Illya, fighting over any minuscule insult. Funnily, when Illya is unable to stop Kuro in some of these conflicts, she uses the effect of a curse to inflict pain on Kuro by hurting herself. Due to Kuro's appearance and her tendency to drain energy through kissing, it creates certain comedic situations and misunderstandings. Despite these problematic aspects of her personality, underneath it all is a caring, sweet, and even timid girl fitting of her age. This reflects her vulnerable side on how despite everything, what she truly desires is a family, a normal life, and above all, to live with a purpose. When she was finally granted these wishes, she becomes more well-behaved but still mischievous. Kuro is straightforward, such as stating that one should face a problem instead of avoiding them, and immediately choosing her friend Miyu over saving the world. This also shows her deep devotion towards those she desires and deeply cares about. Kuro also shares Illya's affection towards their brother. However, she is more forthright with Shiro, similar to the Fate/Stay Night counterpart of Illya, allowing herself to express the feelings Illya has not been able to express. Kuro became jubilant when learning that the identity of the Archer class card, that was used to manifest her body, is Emiya. Abilities. Kuro originally did not know the identity of the heroic spirit whose form she has borrowed, but later learned of it after meeting Miyu's brother. She has only inherited the fighting skills that he refined. She wields her formidable combat powers with reckless abandon. Rin saw this as a threat, and inflicted on Kuro a curse of shared pain perception. Kuro's shared pain with Illya was meant to deter her from targeting her twin, but the trifling curse meant nothing to the little devil. Having received most of Illya's magical power, Kuro is extremely powerful, capable of using all of the Archer class abilities to a high degree, and easily able to overpower magical girls and even Miyu's Saber class change. She has physical strength equal to that of a magical girl, allowing her to damage a wall with a towel. She is much more analytical than Illya, allowing her to read her opponent's strategy. She can utilize basic magic like a ball of magical energy that breaks apart the ground and reversing binding magic on the caster. Kuro also possesses the ability to teleport, as shown when she escaped being locked up by Luvia and Rin, fighting Miyu installed with Saber, and fighting Angelica with Shiro, Miyu's brother. The range of this is still unknown. Kuro explains this comes from the ability to achieve the result/answer while bypassing the process. This ability is how she was able to install Archer for the first time. She was given a seal formed from Illya's blood that connects them and replicates all physical sensations caused to Illya onto her. It replicates all injuries caused to Illya, no matter how slight the sensation, and reproduces even effects like having a cheek pulled. If Illya, her master, were to die, the same would happen to her. Kuro has analyzed the curse for a long time and can easily dispel it, but she still kept it until she needed to teach Illya a lesson. Skills. Class skills. Magic resistance, C rank invalidates magecraft with chant 2 verses or less. Unable to defend against large-scale magecraft such as greater magecraft and ritual spells. Independent action, B rank the ability to act independently for a period even if magical energy supply from the master is severed. At B rank, even if she loses her master she is able to stay materialized for a period of 2 days. Personal skill. Mind's Eye, Fake, B rank danger avoidance by means of intuition and sixth sense. Possessing the intuition to omit the verification process and immediately derives the most optimum course of action. Projection Magecraft, B rank a type of magecraft that reproduces imagined weapons for just a few minutes. She generally fights with Kansho and Bakuya in close combat, and makes use of metastasis and projection to create other noble phantasms. She can create mundane objects like a chair, or more powerful objects like Fake 9 Lives, Berserker's Axe Sword, using it as a shield in front of her and running at the opponent. She fires Kaleid 2 as an arrow. Kiss Demon, BB++ rank detects someone suitable for magical energy supply, and without missing the right timing assuredly executes it. She has the ability to drain people of their natural energy through the act of kissing, leaving them weakened and unable to act. As a result it makes her seem a succubus. She has to replenish herself often, but normal people are not enough. While draining several normal people still leaves her weakened, as demonstrated when she drains the entire school of their mana. Magi like Rin and Luvia or someone powerful like Miyu or Illya can provide her with enough energy alone through kissing. She mentioned she has other ways to acquire mana but she preferred kissing Illya because it was more effective and Illya would prefer that instead of Kuro. Noble Phantasm. Triple-linked crane wings, Kakuyoku Sanren, is an exquisite technique utilized by Emiya, the culmination of his usage of the swords and the true meaning behind Kansho and Bakuya. It is said to be a fatal attack used to get him through his numerous battles, relying on the married swords' attraction to one another, consecutive projections, and keeping the basic technique, symbolized by the chanted poem. The user projects 3 sets of Kansho and Bakuya, executing an unavoidable combination through throwing and slashing maneuvers. Each blade is lethal and the multiple attacks are meant to prohibit escape or defense. The only ways to defeat it are with an omnidirectional defense, or by ignoring the damage to make a suicidal assault on the user. Spirit and technique, flawless and firm. Our strength rips the mountains. Our swords split the water. Our names reach the imperial villa. The two of us cannot hold the heavens together. Kuro. I'll show you what I've been holding back. Twin wings that overcome mountains, part seas, and never fall. Triple-linked crane wings. Kuro's version begins with her throwing 2 pairs of Kansho and Bakuya that encircle the enemy. She then makes use of her teleportation in conjunction with the technique, making her attack difficult to predict even with one's eye of the mind. During the Grand Orders and against Bazette in Fate/Kaleid liner PRISMA ILLYA, she teleports behind the enemy and slashes with a regular pair of swords, while she teleports under the platform Angelica is standing on and pierces through it with a pair of overedged swords when using the technique in conjunction with Shiro's own triple-linked crane wings. Bazette manages to take the slashes from the thrown swords head-on with minor injury, counterattacking against Kuro, while Angelica is caught off guard and struck, allowing Shiro to defeat her.
If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.